Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode I just wanted to show you a interesting race I had at RedBull in the RCZ, which was one of the daily races a couple of weeks ago, and we had a good result, so I just thought I would share it with you. Enjoy. I'll speak to you all later. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving us a subscribe and see if we can get to 2k, which is what we're trying to get to at the moment. And smash the like button if you liked the content. In the meantime, let's get to the race. Okay, so as you can see, we qualified first, which is always a good start. But the main reason I wanted to show you this particular race video was because of Got Max Power. The guy in the Audi R8 behind me. Between the two of us, we had an absolutely awesome race that was clean. It was side by side. And it was non-stop for the full 5 laps. So I will, comment as we go. But off to a great start in first place here. One of the things I must stress is I hate RedBull. I'm not a massive fan of this track at all, mainly because I can't get the last third of the track right at all. For some reason, I'm really slow at it, and I can't seem to correct it. I can't seem to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Hopefully, us watching this replay, we might be able to spot what I'm doing. But just on the off, Mr. Max is alongside me, already giving me full-on pressure. We've got cold tyres, we're already doing side by side. You can just about get a handbag between the two of us. But we're not here to knock each other off or ruin each other's race. We're here to actually race properly. So there's a lot of little switcheroos going on to try and gain advantage of the inside line. I'm really having to push myself here to try and make sure that I keep the outside line for the next corner's inside line. And then obviously not hit Max while we're doing all of this particular shenanigans. But as you can tell, the Audi looks like a bit of a handful, and I don't know whether that's because Max is on controller or whether he's on a wheel, because the rear of that Audi seems like a bit of a handful. But it also looks like when someone's on a controller, it's skipping about like a controller does. But he might be on the actual wheel, so we don't know. If you're watching Max, leave us a comment and we'll find out whether you've been on controller or wheel or not. Which will just be more impressive if it's on the wheel, because we get to see just how unwielding the Audi actually is. So on our second lap, as you can see, we're starting to pull away a bit and get some distance, which was making me sweat a lot less, that's for sure. And I was trying to get into a rhythm, but with most races with me, it goes one or two ways. We either start slow and we start picking up the pace as the laps go on, or I start reasonably okay, and then halfway through the race I start for some reason getting slower, and this was one of them. I start getting slower throughout the race, and the reason is that I'm still constantly trying to correct my lines for the last third of the track, which meant that I was going slower, the lines weren't right, I didn't trust my original lines, which was giving me the distance between me and the Audi. And it also meant that I started making little mistakes, which meant Mr. Max had the opportunity to gain on me. Through the first 2/3 of the track, kept the distance, it was quite good. The RCZ was very stable, way more stable than the Audi, it would look like, especially on this particular corner, because it's a very sharp corner and you've got to go on the power nice and early, but there's lots of curbs and stuff to unsettle the car, and if the grip's not there when you put your foot down, your car goes switcheroo, i.e. you start pointing the opposite way. But the RCZ was actually very good. It was recommended by one of our guys, Ryan, who was actually watching this race live, and he was watching me do a little bit of practice, and he said the RCZ's quite good round here, because I was trying it with the Porsche, and it was alright, but just missing a bit of pace. The RCZ was a perfect call, and it was like a duck to water. I was still slow on the last third of it, but I was comfortable. I felt like the car was quite predictable, so you knew what was going to happen. It wasn't going to do anything stupid on me, which other cars do tend to do. If I just lapse in concentration just for a split second, the car will normally bite me, but never mind. So as we cross the line, third lap, as you can clearly see, the Audi is now going to be getting on my case. So now I'm trying to maintain the gap for the first 2/3, but I get let down by my slow last third of the lap, which you'll see he starts to make massive gains on me, because he's obviously got better lines, better braking, and we will watch together and to see where my mistakes are. It all starts from this corner here, from this corner's exit, which I didn't do too bad here. Got on the power nice and early. You've got to be in the right position though to get the power down there. From here, this is where I'm slow. I can't get the car turned in. See the Audi? Turned it in really well. Here's the same. I just about get it turned in. The exit wasn't too bad, but the Audi's able to gain, and I'm sure I couldn't see it on that particular lap, but you can see he's a lot closer now. And as we come round to start lap 4, he's going to be properly hounding me. So as we come up to the first corner, which I think the RCZ takes really well. The Audi's a bit sideways coming into that one, so we get to pull out a little bit, but he's in my slipstream at this point, so any gains that I try and make in the first 2/3, sorry, don't really turn out too well, because obviously he's too close. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm still focused, but we are getting the hammer down to try and pull away. Not happening. He's well in my slipstream now. Up my chuff. Look at the graphics on Gran Turismo. You see that bit of grass there? This game is hands down best looking racing game. You can't deny it. I know the physics might not be up to par, but I mean, they're not bad physics. They're not terrible. I think they're actually quite good. But that's a conversation for another time. But here we go. So you can see he's all over me like a rash. He's trying to find a way past, and I've got to play defensive. He goes for an inside move here. I go for the outside move as per usual. But because he's not a dirty driver, he doesn't want to slam into me and rub me out. But it also means that I had the faster line on the outside line on that particular lap. So as we come into lap 5, I believe this is the final lap, I just can't get away now because he's just so in my slipstream. It doesn't matter what I do. All I've got to try and do is focus on getting good exits from the first few corners to maintain some distance. And you get a whopper of an exit from that corner there. And you can see, I mean, he's not gaining until now. Now the slipstream's properly kicking in and the Audi gearing. I've got to take this defensively as I can and get it on the power nice and early so I'm not delayed. And he's right up my chuff. Nothing I can do about it. I've just got to hold my nerve. You can see he's finding a way around. And you see how he broke earlier there? I think that's my issue. I think I'm braking too late for these. I think I'm thinking I can brake late, but it's really harming my mid-corner speed. So he's going to go for a move here on the outside. coming up for the final corner, and he's going to try and do a switcheroo here, but I'm too quick out that final corner, and the Peugeot is far too stable, and we get the win. But I think you'd agree that was quite the exciting race. Do you know what I mean? But that is how you race. That's how you're supposed to race and enjoy it. So props to Mr. Got Max Power there for a super clean race, and I needed to share it with everyone because that was an awesome race and I really enjoyed it. I would have enjoyed it even if I'd have gone second, because the racing was really clean. He was clearly quicker than me on the last third of the track for sure. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more content like this, let me know in the comments if you found it interesting, or if you even found it boring. If you find it boring, equally let me know in the comments so I don't need to make any more. Hope you enjoyed it. In the meantime, smash that like button if you liked the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 2K. A milestone, I know, but it's a small thing, but it's a big thing for me. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.